There you go. You good? Yo, what the fuck is going on, everybody? Black Out the Rebel, Darkside Radio. We are back after a 2-week hiatus because, you know, that's just the way shit is set up over here. Here's what it is. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. To my right, I have the esteemed pleasure of introducing these fine people who are doing so much good and so much positivity that I had to find a way to get them on the show as soon as possible. So, without further ado, I got Joshua Walker.
What's going on? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Miss Stacey Jay. What's going on, y'all?
Thank you for having us, man. Like, you know, I appreciate. I'm on Facebook Live. That's why.
Oh no, yeah, do you? It's cool. Yeah,
but it's dope. Thank you for having me.
Nah. Listen, the pleasure's all mine. Ever since, alright, y'all know me. I like to do my backstory, so I'll be out here in these streets. I think the first time I knew about you guys for a minute, but I think it was the VMAs where you received that award, I believe it was.
Yes.
And you had to do that speech, and I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this motherfucker's dropping mad gems and is mad positive. Like, sometimes you ever see a motherfucker that's just like, they make niggas like this too? Like you ever see like I felt like Obama and Nelson Mandela was like the last positive niggas we gonna see for a long time. And then this nigga got on the mic, was talking this shit at the VMAs. I was like, oh nah, that's the type of nigga we gotta have exposed on DSR more. Cause yes, we do the ratchetness and the savagery and the fuckery and all that shit, but at the end of the day, we are trying to be very socially conscious. We're trying to enlighten and inspire people, and I think what better way to do that than with somebody who emits that type of energy and is doing so much for the community. So I definitely had to do my research, and I was like, okay, so it's the two of them. Bet, have them both on. Fuck it. So first and foremost, before we get into everything that you guys do, what's up? How was y'all weekend?
I can't even like remember, like there was so much going on. I feel like we had 2 events yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck was my invite?
It was an hour.
Yeah, it was an
hour.
hour.
You said before you started.
So shout out to Day Summit.
Okay.
We went to Blackout, another DJ.
Oh, DJ Blackout.
Yeah,
I
DJ
know.
Blackout.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He had an event out in the city, and then we also went to my man Distinguished. He had his movie release.
Nice.
So it was pretty dope.
That's
so
what's
both
up.
events was cool. That's what we did Saturday. That was Sunday.
Yes. Oh, I got my hair done. That took the whole day. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
like
was
that.
out of the house and I was just chilling.
Okay. That's what it is. That's what's up. Okay, so I'm sure people listening who are not privy to you guys and what you guys do, they're like, all right, these motherfuckers are so positive. What makes them so goody? So explain in small bio what it is that you guys do. What's the name of your brand, your company, and all that good stuff.
Okay, I guess we could start with AMG. So AMG stands for Avenue Music Group. It is a non-profit organization. I started back when I was 19, and a quick backstory on that is just that I grew up in the West Side, so before it was quote unquote gentrified. So you grow up exposed to gangs, drugs, violence, all of this, and this is the life that most people grow up in a hood live by.
Right.
So I just felt like it wasn't no positive influences. There wasn't, like, our kids are seeing all these negatives, and like you can't blame a kid for going down a negative route when that's all they're ever exposed to.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring a change to that, and I thought I could bring that change by introducing these kids to entrepreneurship. So we go into these schools and we teach these kids entrepreneurship, real life skills like time management, self-education, all the things that you need to know in the real world that most high schools don't teach you. So we just want to open these kids' eyes and bring in other young entrepreneurs that's doing their thing. Yeah, and just do that. Just bring positive vibes to these kids. So, because I just think that, I don't know, I'm like in an emotional state too, because I was watching that, what's his name? Khalif Browder documentary.
Nigga.
We
1,111 days,
yeah.
nigga. Like, that shit's different.
And it's crazy, man. And like, kids and a lot of black people go through this every single day. So if we can do something to change one mindset, then I feel like, yo, I did my job. So that's overall what AMG is about.
That's what's up.
Okay, yeah. So that's overall what AMG is about.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so now we gotta talk a little bit about your past and how you got to be in this position to teach entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, because I feel like obviously you have to be an entrepreneur to be able to teach that.
Yeah.
So I feel like you were like not birthed into it, but you were born to do it. Ever since you was like hustling candy and shit when you was in school, I read that. I was like, "Yo, that's my nigga right there." I told you I does this, my nigga. Like y'all gonna see. But that's what it is. That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. I love people bring up stuff.
I had no idea that was online.
I listen. You be surprised what's online, what's not online. You know, you talk to a few guys, give somebody some money here and there. They give you some information. But nah, that was dope. That was cool because it's funny. Like you started that in elementary.
Junior high school.
Junior high school.
Junior
Okay.
high school.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I was about to say like, damn, you was really advanced. Cause I didn't start doing that shit until I was like in high school, and that shit just like to pay for prom. I looked at the price and I was like, a limo was how much? Alright, so listen, my nigga, I got these Capri Suns, right? And I got this Kit Kats. So how you want to do this?
Yeah,
but that's what's up.
And what you call it in elementary, you had the chocolate. Did you ever get those magazines? Where it was
Oh
like
my
a
god, yo, that shit was mad annoying.
Stuff?
Yo.
You want the prizes? Yeah.
Yeah, you get like prizes and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you get like a bike if you sold the most.
Yeah.
But it's like my mom, she's a teacher, so she always had like mad different people that I could just go and sell to. You know,
Right.
little kid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Let me buy something.
Yeah.
So I would always went. So that's what started off.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to junior high school, just like, yo, I got these packets of gum. You got 24 pieces in it, and I don't eat like but 2 every day. You know, once you pull out gum in high school, everybody, yo, so let me get a piece. I was like, all right, cool, give me a quarter. And I started charging like 2 pieces for a quarter, and you make the whole thing back in like 8 pieces. And you still got it. Like my math is off right now, but like 16 pieces left. So yeah, that's how it started.
That's what's up. All right, cool. So all right. Because now that I think about it, I actually did have an entrepreneur class when I was in summer camp in Harlem. And that shit was dope. And the thing I was going to talk about with the chocolates thing, the thing I hated about that shit the most was the fact that everybody was hustling at the same fucking time. So it's like, yeah, I'll buy it from your son, but you're going to have to turn around and give me that money right back because I'm trying to get my daughter to, do the same thing. So I feel like that shit was like a stalemate.
Yeah.
Like you was basically keeping the same money, and it's like nobody was really excelling going anywhere.
Yeah,
so I think that was something that they just failed to mention, and it's like it distracted us from our studies and shit because it's like hey, I'm not worried about what the fuck is on my test today because I still got to make this extra couple of dollars because if I don't get this fucking iPad, then nigga, I'm gonna be tight. So. I don't know, that shit was just annoying now that I think about it. Like, when you were an adult, you think about some of the shit you was doing when you was a kid. It's like, yo, that was so much time wasted. It's like I could have been devoted to something else. But nah, it's a learning lesson. But yeah, like I was saying, like, it was a entrepreneur class when I was in Harlem. And they would give us, like, crazy shit to hustle. Like, they bought us, like, boxes of Legos and shit. And it was like, yo, all right, go in the cafeteria, go hustle it. I was like, the fuck? Yeah. Wow. They was like, yo, be creative. You be charming, and then sometimes after we failed, like, all right, well, this is what we need to do. They started describing what a business plan is and things like that, and I was like, all right, now this is cool. So I felt like shit like that was shit that always stuck with me to this day. Like that happened when I was like 11 or 12, I believe. But you see how I'm dirty 30, and I can still remember that. Oh. Now, as opposed to, you asked me to break down a 5-step problem in fucking algebra, that shit doesn't have any relevancy to my life. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like the path that you're on was very needed, and I don't know why it took you to have to do it. Like, there should have been so many other people before you doing the same thing, but I don't know. And then I don't know. I get very pissed off. But I'm glad that you're here. You're doing what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly. But you would think so, right? You would think people. It's like everybody goes through life, and you face certain struggles that everybody faces, no matter what career path that you're in. So you would think that they would put these skills into our schools as well, but they don't. No. So I don't know. My thing is like I'm not even gonna question that. I'm just gonna do what I do.
That's a fact, and you do it very well. But I think one of the quotes that I think I saw from one of your TV interviews, I believe was when you were I think it was one of your when it was a written interview, somebody was doing a write-up about you.
Yeah.
What you were saying basically was they don't teach us to be entrepreneurs, they teach us to be workers.
Yeah.
So, you know, the skills that you're trying to apply and trying to teach, they're not skills that's gonna correlate to the structure that they want us to follow.
Exactly.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It should just be pissing me off. I was looking at this shit like the whole time. I'm just like, damn, this motherfucker's really doing his thing. But I'm just like, why the fuck is there nobody else doing this shit? Like,
And it's crazy because it's like the structure right now is like you go elementary, junior high, high school, and then you go to college, you graduate, and then you get a job. They never really tell you like, yo, you can create your own job, you can create your own path.
Right.
And it's just like, my thing is obviously everybody's not gonna be an entrepreneur. That's a dream that when I first started, I just wanted. I'm like, yo, why isn't everybody doing this? Why is everybody doing what they love? I was just so crazy. But then when you really think about it, it's like some people just don't have that motivation.
Right.
Some people just don't want to do it, and that's no. I'm not mad at anybody that chooses a 9-to-5 or a regular or entrepreneurship, but it's just like you should be introduced to the option.
right.
That's it. Like if you have no option and 9-to-5 is all you know, then that's the route. But if you're introduced to both of them, now you at least have a choice. So
Right.
you can either go that 9-to-5 route and do something that you love, or go that entrepreneurial route and do the same thing. So yeah.
Right. Now, speaking of entrepreneurship, I just found out that this month happens to be Financial Literacy Month. So that's why I wanted to make sure I did this properly. I wanted to kick this month off with you two because I figure who better to kick this Financial Literacy Month off with two entrepreneurs. Because part of having your business is being able to know what to do with your money, knowing how to get it, keep it, invest it, save it, all that good shit.
I agree.
So, for somebody, I would say, let's just say, that's just starting out with trying to save their money. What tip would you give for them?
See, that's where I'm gonna throw it right because she is the queen of saving and all this stuff.
I think.
So, what tip would you give?
Thank you for that. Honestly, the biggest thing you can do is just budget. Like, budgeting is so huge, and I feel like at this point in our lives, like we should be budgeting everything we do is budgeting. Our time,
Right.
our money, everything. And I speak to people that are like our age, older, and they don't know how to budget. And it's like, how you take the amount that you're making for the month, you subtract like all your finances, stuff. You pay yourself first. That's my biggest thing. Like every wealth book or anything that I've ever read, any wealthy person, they always say pay yourself first.
Right.
And that's putting money into your savings. So you put your money in your savings, and then you pay all your bills, and then just do that every single month. Just save a certain amount, and then the next month make the goal bigger. Save a bigger amount. Just keep doing that until you reach your goal, and you can finally quit. Because a lot of times, like people think, oh, well, I can't just get up and leave my job. You can't. You really can't just get up and leave your job unless like you know that you're gonna be making like a stable income with whatever your passion is afterwards. And if not, then save up for like a good year, and then you can leave. Just make sure you have enough to be like to sustain for a year at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen a few people do that before. Shouts to Mainstream behind the boards. This motherfucker said fuck his job and started doing WBMR full time. I was like, yo, that's what it is. That's real dedication and shit. So, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And to add to that, discipline.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, discipline. I think that's the main thing is like a lot of people, like, they have the money. You have a stable income. Because a lot of people with jobs, you get in a paycheck every other week. But it's like, your money goes, like, the second you get it, it's like, all right, it's out of your pocket.
I
It's
get
like,
it, I got it, let's go.
Exactly.
Shout out to Busy. He's sitting with us right now with the sluggy brownies that I can't eat. Asshole. That's what it is. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing is like you have to discipline yourself. So it's
Right.
like, alright, maybe I'm not gonna go out to eat this week. Go out to not that I'm not gonna eat this week, but like I'm not gonna go out and spend $15 on one meal or $30 on one meal. I'm not gonna hit the movies this week. You
Right.
gotta control it. As long as you have that discipline, that control, then budgeting honestly it becomes like second hand
Yeah,
after
second
you
nature.
second nature. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you get that down.
Okay. I heard one tip where it was just like, all right, let's say you do decide to treat yourself when you go out to the club or something.
Yeah.
I heard one tip was like, take out X amount of money in cash. When the cash is gone, guess what, nigga? It's time to go. Like, there is no,
That's
oh,
it.
let me run to the 18. Nah, nigga, nah. Like,
Yeah.
that lap dance is gonna be there next week. Go home, nigga. Like, the Uber is
Yeah.
waiting. So,
And
alright.
leave your card at home.
That's
That's what a lot of
yeah.
people do. Like I think two things. Is one, people take out like cash and they don't use a card at all, because if you have a card, it's like mentally money doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So you can't see how much you're spending. So it's like,
especially when the pending transactions hit. And you
Exactly.
thinking that shit is taken out. Like 3 days later, it's like, wait, why the fuck am I negative $200? My Big Mac only came to $6.89, my nigga. What the fuck is going on? I know I'm in the city, but it cannot be that expensive.
Exactly. And then the other thing it's like apps that's out. I don't use any of the apps, but it's apps that actually like, you can't touch the money or they penalize you. So it's like you dead paying somebody else if you use your own money.
Right.
So I think for the people that really can't control it, just get that app. And every time you take that money out that you're not supposed to, you gotta pay a $5 fine. Then that's gonna add up. You gonna stop using the money like that.
All right, that's what's up. Okay, so now let's get back to your business and your brand. Now, you had that the idea, the great idea to want to inspire the youth to be entrepreneurs. What was the steps, and how did you actually make your vision, your dream become a reality?
Oh, that's a good question. All right, the steps. I think the first step is always just believing in yourself.
Of course.
Knowing exactly what you want to do, and where you want to go. Because I think like the easiest way to not be able to get to your goal in life is to not know what that goal is.
Right.
So once you identify like these are X amount of kids I want to influence. This is exactly what I want to teach them. Then I was able to just put together like a lesson plan. And then go in and just put it into action. A lot of it is like just putting it like just taking a step and trial and error. Like I'm going, I'm gonna work with these kids this way. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna change it up. But knowing in the back of your mind, like this is exactly what I want to get out of the program, and this is exactly what I want the kids to get out of everything I'm coming in and teaching. And a big thing with going into starting programs and everything was bringing in music too. Because we bring in entrepreneurs, but also hip hop artists and poets and singers. So that was always a good way of like really connecting with the kids and getting their attention. And once you have their like attention, now they're more willing to say, okay, cool, I'll listen to him because I think he's cool, or because he can rap. These are the things our kids are into. So if you can hook them with that, and then hit them with the important stuff, then it's a win-win for everybody.
Okay. Now, I figured you was going to say that. So now, how important do you feel it is for artists of all genres, but specifically, of course, hip-hop, because that is what our demographic mostly listens to. How important do you feel it is for there to be a balance, if not just more positive music altogether? Because I think you would agree that a lot of the shit that these rappers be talking about is not really the most positive thing for niggas to be spitting in a school.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got in trouble a few times with bringing in people that curse. It's crazy, man.
It was like, yeah, man, I love what you're doing. I want to, help out the kids. Like, all right, yeah, man, come on through. You spit, all right, cool. Booty butt, booty butt, booty butt. It's like, nah, nigga, like, it's in first grade, my nigga. Like, they didn't even get to 6th grade. Like, not even a pube or nothing. Like, all right, we gotta get this nigga out of here. So we got to rebrand the name. It's not even Avenue Music Group anymore. It's Place Music Group. But I mean, yeah, I feel like, I guess it is trial and error, but I think, there has to be like a vetting process as well when you start to bring artists into everything.
When we bring in, what we like to do is let the kids actually listen to the music. Right. So honestly, I tell people all the time, if like they're not chosen to come in, I'm not doing the choosing. Because it's like, I want to bring in people that these kids actually want to listen to, that they actually like, that they listen to. I tell them like, yo, as long as they have some type of value within their music, then we can bring them in. As long as they're saying something positive, they have high energy, and they're actually willing to give back. Because my thing is like, I'm not the one that like actually preaches like, oh, everybody needs to have positive music, everybody should have like some type of inspirational Nelson Mandela's. I'm not like that. It's like, make what you make, but it should just have some type of value to it, some type of story within it somewhere. Right. So it doesn't have to be positive. You can be selling drugs, but as long as you're telling the story of why you're selling drugs, the environment that you're in, like, have it make some type of sense. So as long as it has that, then that's all I'm looking for. Okay. When I bring people in.
Alright, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. You had your man, my nigga Army, he was in there.
Yo, Army is crazy.
Yeah. I had him on the show a while back. I was like, yo, this is a cool dude. Like, I read his story and shit. I was like, yeah, he definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And then I saw my man Butter. He was at your cipher. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he came here for one too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to Butter Cool too. Mm-hmm. Both of them are amazing artists. But Army has done. I don't even know how many programs he's done with us.
That's what's
like too many. Like I should ban him. Like he's done so probably at least 10 or 15. But every time you bring him in, like the kids love him.
That's what's up.
Because his energy, his story, you know his backstory.
Right.
His backstory was tough, so it's like they can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's main, like if they can relate to him, then they're gonna listen to him. Right. So yeah, he's dope. Definitely dope.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what, they're gonna be able to relate because we all come from the same type of situations, just a different block basically. But yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. So now let's switch it up a little bit. How difficult was it to start getting certain events together? Like when you have the Thanksgiving thing and when you have giving back with the book bags and all types of things. Were there certain policies? Were there certain what is it certification that you had to get black ordinances or anything stupid like that?
The first Thanksgiving, I think that was one of the funnest things I ever put together because it was a lot of people don't know that event was put together within 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. That whole event we was able to get 350 people out. Damn. Hundreds of pieces of clothes donated and food and all types of stuff. So it was a really successful event in my eyes at least. But it's once I have an idea, it just consumes me. It's yo, I have to get this done no matter what. So for that, the space that we used, it was for anybody that wanted to throw an event, they would have to book it and it would be $5,000 an hour. Something like that. Something crazy. And I'm yo, I don't got that type of bread.
Yeah. So checking in the savings.
Yeah. Not yet. But I hit everybody up. I knew in the area it was a TD Bank there, so I hit them up. I hit the Block Association up. And honestly, I networked so much. I called people back. I think I showed up. Is this place called the Bed Stop Bed, and they pretty much cover the space. So if you partner with them, you can use it for free. So it was I called the dude mad times. I emailed him. I just showed up in his office one day. I was like, hey, what's up? Yeah. I was the dude that hit you up 6 times.
Yeah, and then you was ducking.
Exactly.
What up?
So it forced him to actually sit down and have a conversation. And once I had that conversation, we was able to put things together. So it's really fun. It's difficult. Having a successful event really takes hitting everybody up personally and saying hey, this is what I'm doing. We love your support in any way. So it's just really time consuming. That's why we don't do as many as we used to do in the past. But it's really fun to see the actual outcome of it. After you finish everything, being able to feed people, being able to give people clothes, just be there for people, especially on Thanksgiving where it's you would think most people would be at home with their family, but some people don't have family. Some people don't want to be there. Exactly. Yeah. So it's to just be out there on that day, it's something special. So yeah, it's dope.
Okay. Now, was that the event that you didn't get any sleep for 48 hours before?
Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was fun. that was really fun because it was you know when you go through things and you have people commit to things and sometimes you don't hear from them. Oh. And it's
some of my fucking old coworkers.
I'm not putting no things.
I am. I don't put no fucks. Let's make sure right now calling somebody trying to calm me down.
So yeah,
I get it.
It's pretty much like that, and I was just hitting people up, just making sure everything went smooth. So didn't sleep, but it was worth it at the end of the day. But after that, I was dead.
Yeah,
I think I dropped.
24 hours.
I dropped like a plate of food on
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. I had a whole plate. I had turkey, ham, mashed. I had everything. Yams, candy yams.
Don't say mac and cheese, please.
I had mac and cheese.
You had stuffing too?
Nah, I don't like stuffing.
Are you fucking serious?
I do not like stuffing. That's the one thing. But I had everything, and I was just so tired. I just dropped the whole thing. It was crazy, but yeah,
That's what's up.
it was worth it.
Even in the write-up though, what's powerful and what's good about you is that the write-up didn't reflect your fatigue at all.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying like, yes, you were up for 48 hours prior to make sure everything was running smoothly for the event, but you still had an energy and potency to how you moved and carried yourself. That it was like you would have thought he got a full night's rest the way he was moving, like he was just in it. But I feel like I guess it was the adrenaline and just it's your baby, so you got to see it through.
Yeah, it's like the day of, like every time before the music comes on when you start your show, it's like that feeling. It's like, yo, I'm doing this. It's my show. Yeah, see, you know before I even finish it, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. So it's like when you get that feeling, that adrenaline rush, it's like kids about to sleep. Like I'm good. Like I'm good to go. Even if the event would have went on for an extra 4 hours, I would have been good to go. Like until everything got done the way it needs to be done. Right. So yeah, it's fun. So it's fun.
We got a call?
Yeah, we got a call.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Cool. Let's bring
Yeah, am I live?
Yeah, you live. Darkside Radio, Black Up the Rebel. Who we speaking with?
I would like to remain anonymous if that's okay.
That's alright. That's cool. What's your question or comment? What's up?
Basically, I just want to let this is Joshua Walker, right, from AMG?
Yeah. What's up,
I want to let him know. I want to let him know he's very inspirational to me. Like real shit. Like that ass. Like I've been watching his grind since like back in the days when he was doing like music events. You know what I mean? And like just having like people who like he always put people on. Like talking about people who cook. And you serious about starting your own cooking brand? He had you at his show selling your food. You know what I mean? If you had clothes, he had you at his event selling your merchandise. You know what I mean? And it's like somebody like this, we need somebody like this in the culture. And I'm really proud, like, to see you progress. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to grow far, like, you know what I mean? Like, and actually do something with your life and then helping the kids do something and, like, and finding ways to do something, you know? And if anybody never told you that, like, I want to let you know that like, you inspire me. You know what I mean? And you're somebody that you keep on doing what you're doing. You feel me?
Thank you, my good sir, Mr. Anonymous. I appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate the call, man.
Thank you.
All right, Anonymous, you take it easy, man. Keep listening. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So, I know you don't do it for the accolades and the, you you that nigga and stuff like that. But what was it like when you first started getting positive feedback? Like, yo, thank you so much. I look up to you. You know, this is an inspiration. I could have been doing X, Y, Z out here, but, I stopped by your cipher or I came to your event and, I really decided to do things differently. Like, what was it like first hearing that? Or what's it like just hearing that in general?
It's crazy, man. Like, it really is. Before I even get into answering that, shout out to my boy Anonymous.
Yo, my nigga Anonymous, yeah.
My man Anonymous, went to college with him. I know the voice. Like,
okay, I'm about to say, like,
yeah.
That's really his name?
Anonymous, yeah, that's his hip hop name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
alright.
He's a clever dude with the words. Like, he's a really dope dude. He stays supporting ever since back in college days, Hofstra University. So big shout out to him. And he got an album that's coming out soon, so big shout out to him.
Yo, tell that nigga to come through. Support his album too.
Exactly. You see? There we go.
Yeah.
Alright. But to answer your question about like just hearing the positive feedback, it's dope, especially when it comes from like kids.
Yeah.
It comes from you because you can actually see. It's not like it's no BS. It's like, yo, and kids not gonna lie to you.
That's a fact.
If a kid coming to you and tell you like, hey, I was really inspired by what you said, or these bands. I remember we gave these out when we went into a workshop, and a girl was like, I remember you. You came in, I had the band. You did a workshop with us like 3 years ago. I was like, yo, that's crazy that you actually remember that we made some type of impact where you remembered that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as we can change one person's mindset or influence one person, even if we're in a crowd of 150, I'm happy. Because that one moment is going to change their lives, and now they can take that moment and change other people's lives. It's a domino effect.
Right.
So it's really dope hearing that. And it keeps me motivated because I know like we need to continue to hear this. I need to continue to hear this. The people around me need to continue to hear this. The artists that
in your face,
the artists that we bring in, like we need that positive support and that reminder, like yo, somebody actually cares about what I'm saying right now, and it's impacting people. So I love it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, now your man Anonymous said something that set an alarm off in my head. He said, "What you do for the culture," and that threw me back to when I was at, I think it was the 2016 Hip Hop Retreat Week. I forgot which event exactly it was. Shout out to L Banks, Kiara Leone, A Lot of Money House, everybody over there who do what they do with Hip Hop Retreat Week. There was one event, I think it was on DCAB, where they had I Am Culture shirts. And that's when I really started to, that's when I think I first started to understand, yo, who the fuck is this, these AMG niggas? Like, what the hell is all this? Because I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, I like what it means. I like the designs and stuff like that. I don't know if that was when I first met you, because I feel like there was somebody representing the like the brand. But I was like, okay, that shit is dope. Now, can you explain how that came along? Like,
yeah. So first and foremost, I gotta shout out the creators of I Am Culture.
Mm-hmm.
It was Jelani and O'Neill. So big shout out to both of them. They created the brand, and the brand's been around for a few years. Like,
yeah.
I forgot. I don't know how many, but a really good amount of years.
Okay.
But I started to see them, like, especially when I was getting into like music, I started to see the I Am Culture brand everywhere. I'm like, yo, this is perfect. This is dope. This is exactly what we go into these schools. This is what we represent. We want to change the culture. You know, we want to influence the mindset so people don't look at black people of like, yo, he's a thug. He probably been in jail. He probably not going to go to college. I want them to look at us in a whole different light. And to do that, you have to change the mindsets of the people within the culture. So I sat down with them and we were just talking like, yo, like, how about we collab? Like, I have everything we're doing in the schools. You guys have a brand. I'm not a clothing designer, but I like the brand. So how about we just come together and just do our thing? So that's when I started working with them. It lasted for about a year and a half, I believe. Mm-hmm. And we was able to make some good moves and just get the recognition of the brand and what it stood for about positively changing culture out there. So I'm happy.
Yeah, the fucking station's haunted. It is weird. I don't know. Okay, so that's what's up. So all right, so transitioning from that, I see you're rocking the Make It Happen.
Yes, Black Academy. That I gotta pass it back on the States. Talk to me.
Which I was gonna do eventually, but okay, let's do it.
Okay, so like you said, like we're always in front of these kids and we want to push a positive message, so we decided to come up with a brand called Black Academy, and Black is an acronym. It's BLK, and it stands for Building a Lasting Kind, and that's pretty much because we are all about pushing like a legacy. Like we want people to build legacies, you know, not just be employees, follow their passions to leave a legacy behind. So we decided what better way than to start this brand. And we decided to go with the /sign because it stands for like nobody's path is equal. So like the way that you reach success is not the same as how we do it, but we're still going there. So it's like you can't really compare. Don't say, oh well, he's in a better spot than I am. Like it's never that way. You might be in a better spot next year and you guys might both see each other at the top in a few years, but just don't ever compare. Like everyone moves at their own time. Right. So yeah, that's the message that we want to push with that.
That's what's up. Yo, that shit is different. I don't know what the fuck it is. But yeah, fun fact, I believe the guy who probably the racist slave owner that you see on the KFC bucket of chicken, he didn't start KFC he was like 60, I believe, or 70, some shit like that. Yeah. So like you're right, there is no time frame, there's no proper process or protocol. Like everybody's success and everybody's story and everybody's path is gonna be different. So I feel like if nothing else resonates with you niggas out here, know that much. Like if you see your man's winning and then you're still in the same position, there's nothing. I mean, there's something wrong with that. You do have to change shit, but that doesn't mean that you're never gonna succeed. Exactly. So I definitely need to know that shit.
Yeah, just stay on track. Just stay on track. Stay on your own path. As long as you doing exactly what you need to do to get to the next level, that's all that matters. It's like you start comparing to other people, it's all mixed up.
That's a fact.
Not a good love.
Yeah.
I don't.
So now we're gonna keep it on you.
Oh.
So now that's why I said like I like that you jumped in. So now how did you come aboard and what was it like, you know, being a part of this, like taking his baby and making it our baby?
Okay, so how did I come aboard? Alright, so that first Thanksgiving event, I met him at that. So we met then, and then like a few months later, I was just on his Instagram page, and I saw that he was like featured in a bunch of different magazines, and I was like, what's he doing in the community? And I saw he was doing a lot. So I just decided to hit him up. I messaged him and I was just like, you're really inspirational. Like, I love what you're doing for the community. And then from there, we just never stopped speaking. I was like doing his graphics at one point because I'm a graphic designer.
Oh shit, okay.
So I was doing his graphics for a little bit, and then it just kind of just blossomed into like a really great friendship and then a relationship. And then from there, we decided like, you know, maybe I can work on some of these projects with you, and we realized we were really good business partners too. So everything just fit perfectly well.
That's what's up. I didn't want to touch on that. I wanted to leave certain things alone, like I didn't, you know, certain, of course, you know, being respectful and boundaries.
His whole routine.
I made it better.
But since you did, you know, mention that, there are a lot of people out there who experience relationships and business, mixing business with pleasure. What can you say as far as advice for them? Like, what was it like for you guys? Like, is there times where it's like, oh my god, this nigga is on his bullshit. Fuck this event. You know what? I'm tired of this. Like, does it ever cross over or anything like that?
No, it doesn't. Like business is business, and we're like always really good with that. And relationships, like we have any issues here, that we talk about everything. We handle everything like a business. And I feel like that's what I've heard my whole life. Like I heard people say relationships are business, and I never understood it until like right now. It's like if you had like a good business relationship with your partner, you're gonna have a good relationship because you're gonna know when to talk to them, when to communicate with them, like how to communicate with them. You're gonna handle everything like almost professionally. So it's like that's what we do. We handle all of our issues. Not to say that we don't have any issues ever, but we handle all of them like very well, I would say.
Okay. Alright, so if y'all, I'm just thinking if y'all motherfuckers was so professional, y'all had an argument, like, you know what? You're suspended, okay? We're not gonna be in a relationship for the next week. You know, come back, you know, we're gonna collect, you know, reconvene at this moment. This is your box. Take this.
I should do that one.
Like, can you, like, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of some fucked up, like, situations. Like, this nigga be like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. Like, alright, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks notice. Alright, so 2 weeks, I'm gonna dead you, you know.
With a PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint, this is a pie chart. This is the pie chart
where you got me fucked up.
Shout out to Busy. I fucks with that.
It's only 20%.
Yeah, as you can see, 99% of the pie where you got me fucked up. There's a 1% where you don't. Like, we're actually cool.
But this is how much love I got for you in this
yeah, that's a fact. Like, you ever give them like a severance package or something?
I'll take.
Like, thank you for your time. Here's a go watch or nothing. Sorry, you gave me too much ammo, so I got the clip ready. Like, Beamer Benz and Bentley, my semi's never empty, nigga. But okay, alright. But yeah, there are a lot of situations that I actually myself a while back, you know, been in a situation where it was mixing with business and pleasure, and I can tell you that that shit was not fucking cool for my own personal reasons. But in your experience and the way you carry yourself, what can you give as advice for people who are maybe in that situation and they're like hesitant because it's like, I don't want to ruin what I have with this business, or I don't want to ruin what I have with this person?
I feel like if you're hesitant about it, I mean, I would say give it like a trial run, so both of you guys are on like the same page. It's like, okay, if it doesn't work out, there's no like love lost. We can just go back to being just in a relationship.
Like a 30-day trial period?
Yeah, like a trial period. I feel like everything needs a trial period. If you can't get through it.
That shit reminds me of the first AOL floppy disk. Remember that shit? And you try to like use that shit all the way up, and then you have to get like another. You have to wait for the mail to come and get another disc, do the whole shit over. Listen, man, I'll cut corners. I ain't trying to pay shit. I'm sorry. But okay, that's what's up. All right, cool. All right, now there was one write-up that I saw, and it mentioned, I believe, your man's Jamel Henderson,
Yes,
and he
true
said
enough.
something very he said something that jumped out at me. He was basically saying it's funny how we try to throw events and we try to get people who are in this community, but since it's funny how since gentrification we would try to come to them to help out and be a part of this event for the community, and they don't want to help us, but you're a part of this community now, and you basically ran everybody out who was a part of this community to begin with, and now you don't even want to take part in trying to help build it up. I felt like that was something that jumped out and was very powerful.
Yeah, it's like with the Thanksgiving Day, I believe. With that event, we went to all the businesses within the community, and we asked them either if you could donate money, food, or clothes. And clothes, I feel like that's one thing that, especially business owners, everybody has like old pair of pants or something that they can donate. That's nothing light. So the fact that we was going to businesses and some of them was dead, like turns down, nah, I don't want nothing to do with this. It was it's just disheartening knowing that these are the people that we pretty much give money to every single day.
Right.
Whether it's a corner store or a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And you guys don't look like us, but yet we're putting money in your pockets, but you don't want to give back to the community that you're getting all your money, your income from. So I think that was the main point that Jamel was talking about. Just why don't we have that support from certain people?
Right.
Yeah. And don't get it wrong, like there's a lot of businesses out there that do help and they do give back, but the fact that there's anyone that wouldn't give back in some way. You don't have to give $1,000, but give $5. Like that's some French fries right there. I'm thinking about that Chinese restaurant. They
be trying to act like they don't speak English.
Yeah, exactly. And they walk around I'm like, yo, you take my order every single day. Like, what are you talking about? I know you speak English.
You don't speak English until we short them on the change.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, no, shrimp fried white, what? Fight at me? Like, nah, nigga, nah. What happened? I thought you ain't speak English. Fuck out of here. Nah, nigga, that shit's $3 now. That shit angered me. Like, that shit really like angered the shit out of me because I definitely know, and I feel like we have to do better to not have them in our fucking community to begin with, because we already know what it's hitting for. Like, it's not, like you said, not all stores and not all people, but we kind of know what it is with certain people and certain, you know, stores and certain things like that. That is like, you'll move in here, you'll take our fucking money with no problem, but then when it's come time to try to kick back, oh, now all of a sudden you don't fuck with us. Now all of a sudden you don't speak English and all this other shit. So that shit woke me up to a point where it's just like, all right, how do we come together to a point where it's like we're on some Jewish shit? Like, if you don't look like us, you can't bang here. Period.
That's exactly what you just said. You literally just saw it wrong. Like, it is supporting your people, right? And the thing is, not have a supporting them or anything, like fully supporting your people. Somebody has a show going on, if somebody's selling this product, don't ask like, yo, can I get a discount? Don't ask for a discount. Pay the full price. Why? Because when you do your thing now, they're gonna pay the full price for you.
Right.
So you're putting money into each other's pockets. And never devalue somebody's service. That's what, like, I always say that with like the full price thing. Like, if somebody's charging something, if you don't see the value in it that you should pay how much you're charging, then say, alright, cool, I can't pay it right now.
Yeah.
But don't ever ask somebody like, yo, let me get a discount. Nah. Because when these white people, they go back and forth, they spending their money. And it continues to build like that until like everybody in their circle is millionaires. And now it's like, yo, I'm gonna give you 500 mil right here for this business. And then 6 months from now, you're gonna get 300 mil back yourself. And it's just gonna keep going like that.
Right.
So I think that's the way that we solve this problem, is just by supporting each other, supporting each other's businesses, making sure we support each other, and yeah, just building like that.
Right. Now, I've had this ongoing conversation back and forth with my girl. Shout out to Jenny Fire. She's probably listening right now, even though she should be fucking working, saving lives. We always have this argument, and I'm always on the side of the support black businesses, and she's always like, and I get it, and this is why we always have the little back and forth. It's sometimes a situation where it's like you try to support your brother or your sister, and they don't know how to conduct the best business. So then it's just like a matter of you try to give them constructive criticism, and it's like, yo, listen, man, you fucked up on this order. Going forth, I feel if you do this tactic, or if you restructure your business plan, your strategy this way, you won't have that type of situation with anybody else. It's like, I'm your man, so I'm not gonna like, you know, take it there.
Yeah.
But you might sell to somebody who might. So like, to keep that from happening. And then her whole thing is like, well, I shouldn't have to fucking say anything like that. Like, you should know how to conduct your business. It shouldn't have to come from the customer. And then sometimes the actual person doesn't know how to take the criticism properly. Like, oh, niggas is hating on me, how I'm getting it out here. It's like, no, nigga, like,
hating on you.
why the fuck did I order some shit on Tuesday and I didn't get the shit till fucking Wednesday 3 weeks from then? Like, that's the shit that we talk about. Like, ain't nobody hating on you. So what would you say to like that type of situation? Because it's like, there are people who do want to support our own and do want to support black, but there are a lot of people, unfortunately, do not know how to conduct business properly. And I feel like that's the void that you're really creating right now. Well, really trying to shorten with teaching entrepreneurship, because just because you know how to bake a cake doesn't mean you know how to run a bakery.
Exactly.
So
it's skills that come, and I think the main thing is people skills. You gotta know how to talk to people. You gotta know how to communicate, because people skills can get you way farther in life than knowledge in your head. Yeah. You see the people that's in power right now.
Yeah, nah, I don't know about that. You got assholes that's running the country right now.
Exactly. Okay, I'm never gonna go on that. So, but for what you're saying, like, I think the constructive criticism, I think it should be welcome. It's like sad when you can't take constructive criticism, but I think it's definitely needed, because if somebody's slipping up, you're not telling them to put them down. You're telling them to, so this won't happen for anybody else. So I agree with that. I agree. There needs to be constructive criticism. We need to build each other up. And for those business owners that are conducting bad business, I think it's also their job to change how they run their business. If not, you can't support people that, sadly, you're not going to get the value out of their product. Right. When it comes down to it, it's like, I'm not going to pay $5. I'm not going to pay $500 for you when this guy's doing it for $500, but I'm getting a quality product and you just getting me whatever. Just because you're black, I'm not going to. It can't be like that. Right. But I think before you change it where you want to support, you have to tell them that you change up. No, thanks, now we can do business.
Right. Okay. Now, one of the examples and analogies I always give her is like, think about fashion in a sense, because you can go so many different places with fashion. But think about something like Louis Vuitton or Burberry, clothing companies that are foreign but have been around for a long ass fucking time.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure in their first 3 to 5 years, they were running through bullshit too. They didn't know how to conduct business properly. They were getting complaints. But they had their own people supporting them, telling them where you're fucking up at, where they were fucking up at, and they took heed to what they were saying and kept striving, and they kept supporting. Like, all right, listen, we told you where you fucked up at. And then they actually started making those changes. It was like, okay, well, all right, I see that you made those changes. All right, I'm going to still keep fucking with you.
Exactly.
And here you are today. You got Louis Vuitton, Burberry, very big, very fucking popular. And that's a perfect example of people supporting each other, or people supporting their own and seeing where it can blossom. Take something like Rockaway Fat Farm, for instance. It was made by us. Yeah. We supported this shit. But somewhere along the lines, niggas was like, nah, I want to fucking do something else. There was nothing wrong with that. There was like, I'm sure they ran through fucking complaints and shit in the beginning. But we were supporting our own. Where did we decide to just not support our own anymore? Like, where did the glory go into going abroad as opposed to going to us?
I don't know, man. I wish I had the answers. Like I'm saying here, like we in the same boat. It's like, you know, one of the craziest things that I've ever heard was when we was in one of the schools a few months back, last year. We asked the kid, I was like, yo, how much, because we wanted to just figure out exactly price for our t-shirts. And we was like, yo, how much would you pay for a t-shirt? He was like, what, a regular t-shirt? I was like, yeah, a regular t-shirt. He's like, gotta be at least $350.
Nigga!
Exactly.
So
it's coming from a high school kid.
So, make it happen. Black Academy, summer edition, $400 t-shirts, got 3 holes in the motherfucker.
And I was just like, I was blown away because like, where do you even getting this bread from?
True.
When you like in high school, you're a junior in high school, how do you afford this? But that's what our kids are putting value on. They put value on like expensive stuff, and I don't know. It's the media, that everything that promotes it. What they look up to.
Yeah.
They look up to these rappers. They wearing iced out chains and they wearing $500 belts and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, they doing it. I gotta do it too to be cool.
Right.
So the only thing I could do, I like to stay in my circle of what I know, what I do.
Right.
I can't change the world, but what I can say is like, yo, you guys, it's not cool. To a point, when you're in high school, it might make you look or make you feel fly or whatever, but after you get out of high school, you go into the real world, and you got a $500 belt, but you can't put food on the table. That's not cool, bro.
Yeah.
You got a family, and you can't support them. You can't support them, but you buying X, Y, and Z. You need to break that mindset right now and really just like invest in what's important, which is your education, your mind, your thoughts. Like invest in some things that's gonna like push you forward in life. So that's all I can do.
Okay. Now I'm glad that we're back on the topic of the kids and everything. Did you meet any obstacles and blockades when it came to actually coming into the schools and telling them like, yo, listen, I'm trying to do this entrepreneurship. I got some artists, I got some rapping niggas in the back. We trying to turn up and trying to teach these kids how to own a business. I'm sure you didn't say it like that, but I'm paraphrasing.
I said that word from word. Yeah, because it's like the thing about education, and it's not their fault, but they have to focus on straight education. So it's math, social studies, science, and all that stuff. So that's what they have to focus on because they have tests and stuff like that. So when you bring in something that's like not within that realm or not helping their kids, not tutoring, mentorship, stuff like that, they kind of like put it on the back end. But we need these things the most. So I'm always facing like obstacles and blockades and everything when it comes to getting into schools. But you just keep pushing. You just keep pushing, and now that we're in a school, shout out to Life Academy. We did our first full year program, so we was able to spend like more than 30 weeks with these kids. We're seeing them grow. They're putting together an event. We'll talk about that later, but it's like they're utilizing these skills. They're growing as people. They're changing. They're telling us how they're changing as people from just being within our program. So being able to show other schools what we did with this small group, we're just gonna continue to do that and push it until we get into as many schools as possible.
That's what's up. Now, I love when I was reading your website. I love that you did it. You structured your education with the kids in a way where it's like a open conversation. Where it's like you talk to them and you listen first. And you try to get to know them, so you calibrate what it is that you're trying to teach them. So I feel like that's very important because kids do not all learn the same way. And I feel like I don't understand why the fuck the school system hasn't changed this. But you can't keep teaching kids and thinking that you're gonna keep testing them, and that's the only way that you're gonna be able to see if they actually receive the knowledge.
Yeah.
So that shit I definitely thought was cool. I'm sure I've mentioned this before on the show. I was a teacher before. I was an instructor. I was doing my little 1-2 thing at my old junior high school. Shout out to everybody at IS 8. Shout out to everybody at the Beacon program. Now I still got ties there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do everything I can and facilitate to try to get you in the IS8 school. I have a few people that have a little bit of pull in there, so we should be able to do it. Hopefully ain't nobody else is bullshit. If they are, then I'm gonna start taking shots next Monday. But yeah, I think what you guys are doing is very impactful and very powerful, so I'm gonna definitely try to help that out as much as I can. And that brings me to the next question. How can Darkside Radio /WVMR /Voiceless Music help you going forth? And we're not talking about just one event, we're just talking about in general. Because I think I can speak for mainstream. I think I can speak for Voices Music and WDMR where I say what you're doing is very essential, very needed, and we need to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing next has to go forth in the biggest, best way possible. So how can we be a part of that?
Good question. Everything. I think two main ways. One is obviously you guys come across a lot of dope talent and dope individuals, so we're always trying to introduce new people to the kids. Okay. So definitely anybody that you see like that have a good vibe, that's not too crazy, you know. Gotta be, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. We talked about this earlier.
But butt cheeks.
Exactly. Not no butt cheeks, man. So anybody that's cool, down to earth, that wants to get back, because I like bringing people that actually want to be there. If you don't want to be there, then it's like why. So definitely shoot them my way. I'll let my kids check them out, and if the kids like them, again, we'll bring them in. The second thing would be this event that we have coming up, which is going to be dope, June 2nd, 2 to 6 p.m. Our Life Academy kids I told you about earlier, they put together this whole event based around cultural appreciation, because of like the climate that our country is in right now, with racism and all types of stuff. You know,
all types of isms.
Yeah, all types of isms. It's crazy, and it's like they just feel like we need to come together as a people and celebrate each other's traditional cultures. Like no matter if you're Jamaican, from Barbados, whatever. We need to just come together as a community and just celebrate each other's culture. So they put together this whole event. It's going to have games, activities, prizes, giveaways. We want to try to get like a celebrity guest performance. Not try. We're going to. So the goal is literally to raise $20,000. So within a week, the kids raised $1,000 so far. So that's amazing.
Right.
And they was all out of school last week. I had them working. I know they hate me. I stay on top of them, but I'm not going to let them be lazy, and that's because I care about them.
Right.
But if you guys can help promote that in any way possible, push it to anybody that's willing to donate, or even just share the word. I feel like a share goes just as far as a donation. So that's the main thing that we have coming up, and that's just going to be dope. And we definitely want you guys to come out and be there that day.
That's what's up. I think I'm gonna clear my schedule. See what it's hitting for.
June 2nd.
June 2nd. That's a Saturday, I presume.
The first Saturday in June. Yeah, first Saturday in June.
All right, bet. I should be free. Nah.
Let me know a reminder. I think the station may be closed, so it gives everybody opportunity that even when they're on the station weekday or weekend show, they can actually be there and support it. So,
okay.
You know I always support you, brother. Even more so, I waited now. They actually tell you that your GoFundMe will be live on WDMR's page for the entire month, including a donation coming from myself as behalf of WDMR and myself as behalf of Voices Music.
Yo, thank you. You gotta play that sound like 3 more times. There we go. Thank you so much.
Since we're going there, actually, Voiceless Music is on my Darkside Radio NYC website, so you actually can go there. You can actually go multiple places to see and donate and find the links and everything like that. So I'll be sharing it from my website as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Every support counts. Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Of course, definitely. Okay, at this time, I guess we're going to do like a very, very small, quick music break. And we're going to come right back because I feel like niggas need to get their pens and pad out. Shout out to Cool Show. So yeah, Mainstream, take us into, I don't know if you got some Elusive, I don't know if you got some Platinum 14K, somebody recent.
Got you.
No booty but cheeks. Alright, let me check on this fucking YouTube thing. We still good? I bet. Give your phone a little bit of time to cool off. I'm sure that shit is hot as fuck. Which one is that?
It's a 10. The X10.
God damn, how many motherfuckers is back there? Jesus?
What is up? It's like
This nigga. Yeah. Oh shit. The whole fucking
What up, Black?
You know you staying out with the whole kid.
I don't know about that. You know I gotta head home.
You don't fuck with me no more? How you feel? You don't fuck with me no more, bro? How you feel?
Oh my god.
I dance about to do this. Let's try it again. Fiber.
Yo.
Why did I put the Nico to I forgot all about fucking Darkside Radio. I'm like, wait, you funny? I'm gonna leave it right over here. Right, don't leave it on the table. Where are we gonna put it? Anywhere else but the table. They got a whole show right now. I gotta go eat that shit. Put it in the chair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can do that. Yeah,
put it in the chair. Like, don't put it.
I was like, where's
Shout out to Justin for not being here. So that shit worked out.
Yeah, where is she?
She was still on set. She was trying to sign out and do it as quick as possible, but I already knew it was it.
If you don't mind.
Yo, get out of my face. Katie. I just answered his text.
What?
I just answered his text. Like 2 days later, I was like, yo. I'm showing you.
Right, man.
That's my been down to chase all week.
You know, because they're telling me, yo, yeah, niggas better. And I'm like, well, I haven't had the pleasure. I have this
But in my experience, motherfuckers,
I don't know why you. I don't know how you had it.
a whole half hour to niggas like.
I know how you had it.
You're gonna be shooting in the gym, bro.
8:30 I start, and then
we've been
I usually try to
told you
end
what,
at
but-
I get a little cross sometimes.
I told you this, bro.
But he likes to have all this fancy crap, you know.
Yo, listen. Yo, when I get the money for the promotion, you're gonna see like Darkside Radio is an experience, not just someone on talking this shit. Like as you see, I changed the fucking mic covers. The mics, like these were supposed to be yellow, but one of them fucked up, so I gotta order a whole pack. Like it's a whole thing. So that's why I gotta end at a certain time to take all the shit down.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask. One of them ripped.
Yeah, one of them ripped. Yeah, when Chris Rivers was here, he spit mad saliva and shit. So I had to throw that shit out. I wasn't even trying to wash it. I was like, yo, this nigga did too
Bro,
much.
you gotta order like 12 of them shit. You just have them on deck.
Right.
Clearly, yeah, I see
Put some
that.
plastic on that shit for rappers.
Yeah, man.
That nigga blessed the mic literally. Like, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Nigga said mad fucking silly
Don't care what
words.
it's going. Not your show yet.
Right.
You know what? But I'm the one that got the Bobby right so you have to check it.
Listen,
I know Prince from.
go home that penthouse where you want. I know where he lives. Look, listen, I know where he lives. Don't play.
You can do. I'm going to do it. I
No,
got
it was cool. Like, he didn't go right there. He said he's going to back it up or something.
Right,
Payment ain't
right,
go
right.
You can't get back that one.
Sir, the payment ain't go through. Right.
But I did say him out.
You listen, one thing I know about this is that payment didn't go through, you look like, hey, where's my money at?
I made that shit this morning.
So you
Like,
can't
literally, I was following to work.
Yeah, I saw your snap, bitch. Nigga's like,
Oh, I eat that shit at lunch, dude. I was starving.
he was like,
What's going down?
Oh, in the spirit of niggas up here,
No!
They just left.
you can end the break with Through the Way remix.
Yo! What? What just proposed to Jessica Biel?
Are you fucking serious? Let me see this shit.
wow.
Yo, they just left. Look at Josh.
That's bullshit.
Look at you. They straight face says it all.
Whose phone is that?
I don't know whose phone it is, but it's
Is
fake.
he live?
That's hilarious.
Look at that fucking ring position. It's on her middle finger, not her ring finger. It's fucking fake. It's April. I feel like anything that goes down in April is all April Fools. Like you can't even hit niggas on April first no more because niggas already know what it is. So you gotta hit niggas on a certain day.
I promise ring is some dumb shit.
Right, but still, put it on the right
Like I
finger.
promise you I'm gonna marry your sister.
I give it a
You
like.
don't put it on mine. Put it on the right finger. Don't put it on the
Because I'm
left.
more for love, but the middle finger doesn't go on. I can see my girlfriend looking at me crazy right now,
I
like,
know it's thinking to put it
like,
yo.
nigga,
What's wrong with you, bro?
what's wrong with you?
Bruh, if you try to propose and the bitch says put it on my middle finger, she's cheating me. It's going like you got a debt. You got a debt. It's over. Like,
Nigga said
what the
you
fuck is
cheating.
middle finger, nigga?
Middle fingers up. Middle fingers up.
He said, yo, fuck your whole commitment. You heard. Fuck your marriage.
Fuck what this gonna stand.
Yeah, man, I gotta look on rap like.
Okay, cool.
You have like $6 relationship and business. When you propose, you gotta be like NDA, like will you marry me? Sign this.
That's crazy.
We're gonna to this. Okay, alright.
Black out. Black out.
What's up? We good.
He said, no, you ain't good.
What's up?
Check the angle, make sure it's good. We tap it. That's good?
Yeah, I'm good. Fuck, you know me.
Alright, we'll come back.
That's crazy.
Okay, I can stick my ass.
Yo, Black Up the Rebel, Darkside Radio, we are fucking back. I got Joshua Walker to my right and to my far right. I got Stacey Jay, and they make up AMG, Avenue Music Group. Motherfuckers that are doing the biggest things in the city right now. Ask about them. Shout outs to KDK Monday Night Raw. She stepped into the building. Shout outs to rapper, engineer, producer, graphic designer.
Meme maker.
What's up?
Oh, you're not seeing the meme.
Oh, meme maker, okay. Live Johnson in the fucking building. Fucking Ray Fame out here busting bars and shit, killing the game. Fucking my nigga C Murder. Everybody in the building that just came through. We will be closing out soon, but not just yet. As I said earlier, this is Financial Literacy Month. Now, earlier I asked you guys what's a good way or good tips for people to save money. But what can you give us as a tidbit of how to get money? Because it's hard to save shit that you don't have. So what would be some tips that you would say for somebody starting out, let's say trying to get their business started, or somebody who's working a 9 to 5 and just trying to get it out here? What would you say to them? Tell you, man, I'm out here. I got these haymakers, nigga.
You guys anything off the bat? No? Okay. How to get money? Well, when it's with the 9 to 5, I say, yo, just work your job hard as you possibly can. Because I say, like, if you're spending your time doing it, why not just do it to the best of your ability? Make your racks, everything you have to, and then either quit or continue to do it and just go up that ladder. If you're an entrepreneur, make sure that you have your plan outlined. That's why I tell every entrepreneur first, actually before anything, is make sure there's something that you're passionate about. Because you're not going to put in 100% effort to anything that you honestly don't care about. So make sure that you love it and that you're waking up and you're willing to do it every single day. And once you got that, now plan it out. Know exactly what you want to do or accomplish within the next year. Break it down to 6 months, break it down to monthly, then weekly, and then just execute it. And if something's not working, change it up and just go that route. So that's what I tell. Anytime we have if I have a consultation with somebody, that's exactly what I tell them. What's your plan?
Okay, so you offer consultation.
Yeah, we didn't even say that.
Yo, listen, talk your shit, promote all of that. Like, you do graphics, you do consultation, like, you gotta let niggas know what it's in for.
Yes, we have a company together. It's called Think Branding. So okay. It's a branding company. Stacey's a graphic designer, so she does websites, logos, everything.
I actually started with live.
It's crazy.
Oh, okay, it's making sense now. Shout out to Live.
Yeah.
So you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, well, pretty much with Think Branding. So I started off freelancing, and then I quit my job just to do it full time. Took that on full time. I realized he's really, really good at business. He was doing artist management at one point, but it wasn't just for artists. He could tailor any business to have a business plan or whatever. So I was like, why don't we just come together and start like a branding company? And we also like our ideals are like we just want to be like the best, like we can be, like the best of our ability. So we decided to make it a holistic branding company. And what that is like we focus on the entrepreneur first, because a lot of times entrepreneurs like they're so burned out because of their business. So we focus on them first, create like a plan for them to have a balanced lifestyle so that they can handle their business and everything
Live
else.
and breathe.
Yeah, and live and breathe and not like feel like stressed, like they don't have time for themselves and stuff like that. So we focus on that, then their brand strategies, and then their graphics. So it's like a full branding scheme that we got going on.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, now another haymaker tricky question. Okay, so we have how to save money. We
Yes.
have how to get money. How does one invest properly? How does one invest their money properly? Like, what is some things that they can invest into? What should they look for when it comes to investing? Like, should it be something that is solely about finances, or solely about, yo, this shit makes mad money, I need to invest in it? Or is it more about, should I invest in something that I'm passionate about, that I actually know something about?
Passionate. I think Warren Buffett. I love Warren Buffett. He's one of my like mentors. This man's dope. Him and Jay-Z. Yeah. So it's like he doesn't invest in anything that he doesn't fully understand. So computers came around. You know, this guy's like 80, whatever. So computers came around. Obviously, it was the biggest tech bubble, whatever. Everybody was making millions and millions, but he never invested in anything like that because he didn't understand it. So I would say invest in, if you're going to invest in something that you fully know and understand. Second thing is like I would never tell anybody to invest just if you want to just make a quick buck, because I think it's like you should invest any type of money or whatever that you have in yourself. Invest in your education, invest in bettering yourself, invest in depending on what you do. Let's say you're a DJ, get better equipment. If you're a rapper, you can't invest in a rapper.
Studio time, rehearsal time. Some niggas do not know how to perform.
Yeah, so like,
it's what it is. Ain't no shots at nobody in the room. Shots to everybody in the room. Everybody holds it down. Shouts to Ray Fame. Shouts to ICMG, 2 Deep. Shouts to Live Johnson. Shouts to my goddamn self. I think I do a decent job. I jump off of shit. I jump into the crowd and things like that. I mean, there's a few niggas that don't know how to fucking perform. Niggas stay in one place. Niggas, you know.
Yeah.
Don't interact, no eye contact, no facial expressions.
Man. It's like invest in yourself. People that take the word investment and they just think like, yo, it's about taking money and throwing it somewhere. That's not what investment is about. Especially if you don't have bread. If you're not investing a couple tens of $1,000s, what you gonna make, like 100 or whatever within the next few years? So I think it's better to invest in your knowledge of something rather than to throw your money into something that like you don't know anything about, like Bitcoin. I know a lot of people want to jump on that, but it's like, what is Bitcoin?
Right.
If you research it, do you know about it, and you don't know anything? So
it's a bit and it's a coin, nigga. Bitcoin, nigga. I know my shit. Look, niggas, son, I can't. So, yeah, niggas love talking but hate to hear themselves explain. So it is what it is. But nah, I agree. Continue.
Yeah. Nah, but that's the main thing. And with rappers, another thing is like education. I'm big on like self-education. So if you're gonna invest in anything, invest time and your money into your education. Because you hear a lot of these rappers and stuff talking about, yo, I never want to be signed to a record label. And then you ask them like, what does a record label do? And they look at you with the blank face.
Yeah.
I don't know what a record label does.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but I just know I don't want to be signed to one.
Right.
Do your research.
Yeah.
So I say invest in your education.
Like, you may not want a record label per se, but there's a difference between an independent label and a record label.
Right.
People don't understand that. So, you know, for all the artists out there, if you guys want to research and try to Google the difference, I think that's very advantageous for you, because you might find yourself saying, oh, fuck Live Nation, I might do this shit, or whatever the case may be. So, a little tidbit there. It's 9:48 right now. We're gonna close out. At this point in time, you're gonna tell us where the fuck we can find you, any events you got going on, so we can hit that shit up, and also any last comments, any shout outs, any things like that.
Okay, so
Yeah, of course,
as for
ladies
event, the For the Culture event, like we told you about, is June 2nd from 2 to 6. So anyone who wants to come out and celebrate with our kids, bring your flag. There's gonna be free food, drinks.
Grab your set.
I keep saying drinks. It's water. It's water. Apple juice.
You've been use that day summer too much.
Yeah, activity is gonna be a lot of fun. So just definitely come out. Where to find us? God, this is a laundry list.
That's cool. That's why I said it's not 48. We got some time.
Alright, so our website for AMG is www.amger.org. The website for branding is www.thinkbrandingco.com. Black Academy, if you want to shop there, is blkacademy.com. Oh, and our blog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so Stash on YouTube. So I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And our Instagram is Stacey Jay, STACEY_JAYYY, and mine is AMG_CEO. And any last minute shout outs? Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having us. Shout out to Darkside Radio. Thank you, real talk, for having us here. It was dope. Talking, just sharing information and sharing knowledge, and just coming on. Because another thing, last thing I want to say is that we need more media platforms to cover positive things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the second we out here killing each other, somebody get robbed, news is on that like this.
Mm-hmm.
But if we out here doing something positive, that's what people gonna be like, nah, I don't really want to hear about that. So thank you for actually taking time to allow us to speak on your platform. So I appreciate that.
I'm a firm believer in balance. Everything has to have some type of balance. Like, as y'all know, Black Out the Rebel, Darkside Radio, you know we about the fuckery. We about that savage ratchetness. We out here, we crazy, we turn up. But at the same time, there's a lot of shit that's going on, and this is a time now more than I think ever where we need to be socially conscious and aware. I don't want to use the word woke, because I feel like niggas have been asleep ever since that word came out. But yeah, this is a time where we definitely need to be astute about what's going on around us, because there's a lot of things that's affecting us that we actually have the information and the know-how, and we have the technology to get to the information and know about it, but we choose not to. So we need to find better ways to get the word out there about the positive things and about the things that affect us that we need to make some changes to. So, like I said, when I found y'all out, I tried to structure this properly, where it was like, all right, this is the first Monday of the Financial Literacy Month. Gotta have these dudes come on. I gotta have y'all on. I gotta talk your business, promote yourselves, and we gotta just do more positive shit, man. It can't just be rappers talking about booty butt cheeks every Monday, 8:30 to 10. There gotta be something. You gotta do something positive, something that the kids can actually watch. Minus all the cursing I just did, but fuck it. So okay, yeah. All right. So Black Out the Rebel, y'all know me. BLK Out the Rebel is the Instagram. Black Out the Rebel is the Facebook, yes. Blackout DA Rebel is the Twitter. Darkside Radio Bookings at gmail.com is the official email if you guys want to email me about anything business related. DarksideRadioNYC.com is the official website where you can see and hear this website, as well as see this episode as well as previous episodes. And of course see the link to your GoFundMe, where you guys can donate as whatever you can to help this beautiful cause. Darkside Radio is the Instagram, Darkside Radio _ is the Twitter, Darkside Radio is the Facebook, Darkside Radio is the SoundCloud.
Pornhub.
No, why do you keep saying Pornhub? Like, personally, I'm off Pornhub. I've seen all the videos at this point. Like, I don't need that shit anymore.
Don't you
That's besides the point.
wasn't here?
Nah. Anyway, Darkside Radio is the YouTube, where we're going live from right now. Black Up the Rebel, shout out to Jocelyn. She couldn't be here. She's doing her acting thing, so shout outs to her. We will see you motherfuckers next week. I want to thank Joshua Walker. I want to thank Stacey Jay for coming through and for doing what you guys do. And continue to do it. And like I said, Darkside Radio, Voices Music, WVMR, we have your back. We're going to do everything we can to try to make sure this blossoms into one of the biggest just movements that we've ever seen.
Will be guaranteed. No questions asked.
That's what's up. That's what it is. Black Out the Rebel, we are out. See y'all niggas next week.